Hello, live from South Korea. We are on our 4th week of the weekly recap for VCT Pacific. And next to me today, I'm Victoria. We've got a special guest, SkRossi. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Welcome to the recap. And on the recap, we also have Paper Thin and Hey, I'm Quack. Yeah.
Don't get my name wrong.
I'm sorry. Normally there are lower
kidding.
thirds that spell it out. Now, it's been a pretty exciting day. It was your debut VCT match, and you're just like, what's up, Pacific 2-0 on Talent? How you feeling?
I mean, feeling amazing, to win your first game in the league, on your debut. It's something really special and something really important. But I think the team should have won their first game way before. If you've seen all the games, they were very close. They were really close to defeat, Zeta on DRX. So it's okay. Sooner or later,
were you the missing piece? You had
I don't
Lightning?
think so. I don't think so.
So humble. That's not what he said before. I'm kidding. He's what a nice guy. Now, I'm sure your fans know this, but for other people who might not be familiar, what does SK and SkRossi stand for?
So you all know, Superman, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, and in our friend group, we always had nicknames, So I had like Super Kid, like Superman, and like Super Kid. And then I was a really huge fan of Valentino Rossi.
Yeah.
So I had the Rossi nickname in my gaming, all the stuff, but I don't want it to remember where I come from and my childhood, how it was. So I just added SK right next to it, so SkRossi.
I love it. Remember where you came from.
Yeah.
I use my bronze buddy for the same reason. Like, I'm much higher than bronze, and I'm like, remember,
That's her first ever
remember
rank.
your roots.
She's not kidding.
I don't have any above that, so I don't know. That's all I got.
It's okay, one day. Anyway, we're glad to have you here. Now, what we're going to do, weekly recap, we recap everything that's happened so far. And today, we're going to re-look at the power tier rankings today with Rossi. Now, let's pull up the standings where all the teams are at this very moment.
Oh boy.
All right, what do you think, Rossi? What's your take of all this? Is this kind of what you expected, or do you see any that kind of surprise you?
I mean, no, this is kind of expected, but I was hoping, Lord, we should have been there in top 5 or top 6, but unlucky. We'll get there sooner or later. Yeah.
That's confidence. That sounds like confidence to me. We'll get there sooner or later. But what about Talon, though? Like, was that expected?
No, like their lock-in performance was really good, to be honest, and I didn't expect, and most of them didn't expect, I guess, to Talon go down like this. I don't know whatever is happening. I'm pretty sure they'll bounce back stronger, but in lock-in, they were pretty scary and they're pretty strong. I think they have to rethink their strategies now.
What about REQ? That was a team that a lot of people were kind of dogging on at the beginning of the year. Do you think that they're about where they should be, or how do you feel about them?
I mean, of course, like if you see all the 10 teams are like, they all left their home and came to Korea to play their best game, So everybody's working hard. Nothing should be surprising to anyone, Like, yeah, they might be a weaker team, but they're also working really hard every day to get at the top, right? So we need to respect that, and they're a really good team.
Yeah. I think that is a really good reminder. I mean, it's tough to be here. Everyone had to uproot to come here to Korea and perform. So everyone's trying really hard. It's great to remember. Let's also talk about our summary of the match MVPs. Now, these guys really performed. Paper Thin really loved Bazi. We were like, we should put Rossi, and he's like, no, Bazi.
I mean, Bazi deserves it. Man played like a beast. You remember that split clutch 1v3?
Oh, yeah.
That's insane from the elbow, He saved a couple of runs, and he's a really great support player, And he steps up when it matters the most.
That's great. Yeah, for sure. Bazi was amazing. Any doubters, any naysayers, you were proven wrong today. Now, let's talk about some of these other guys. What were some of the standout players? I remember King just 2 weeks in a row, just also as a sentinel, doing very similarly, just clutching those rounds.
I mean, everybody knows Mako is a superstar,
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have to. Mako is Mako.
That's enough. That's it.
Yeah, for me, the impressing thing is, I know Lemimore is a really good player, and many of them might not know Lemimore is a really good player and is really sharp. So yeah, I like Lemimore being on there, and King as well, being the pillar of the team. That's how I see. So they both are pretty good.
Yeah.
I said that I thought Elmimore might be the best player on RRQ the first week, and then he kind of had a bad week, and I was like, uh-oh, and I'm like, yes, he's back, all right.
He's back. I think in that similar fashion, Crow is kind of like that too, because we have a lot of big names on Zeta's side. You got Depp, you got Laz. Crow this week was like really huge in their game against DFM.
Yeah, definitely. Now, last week, we talked about a lot of the knife kill highlights. There's plenty of that last week. This weekend, though, we saw a lot of 2-0 games and a lot of really cool aces. So let's look at the lineups of all the different aces that were happening over the last 3 days.
You
All right, we
almost
don't have
snuck
to
in
see
there.
him.
You almost snuck in there today.
Nah, my
Yeah.
people are happy if I get 4 kills, trust me.
But I mean, that's good. Sharing is caring, and I think it's definitely part of the GE spirit. Now let's talk about this. Some of these ace moments. Yet.
Today.
Whoa, I
Was
mean,
it only
How many
no,
faces
twice,
does he have now?
twice.
2?
And I'm sure they're both on split.
Yeah.
Right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Depp's
Like,
got 2.
Shotgun-ish kills.
Forsaken had 2 in one day.
yeah,
2
with
in
the
one
killjoy,
day, yeah. With knife kills to add. But yeah, Manya today, I mean, that was like with the classic on the round 1.
Oh
Split.
my God, we
Yeah.
were screaming a lot. You know, me and the coaches were sitting and watching the game, and Monya just like. that's a really good momentum, you know. If your controller is popping off
Yes.
like that and gets an ace on the first round, that will fire up the entire team. You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, that was
for morale.
quite a way to start. It seems appropriate that Paper X is up there 3 times and it's Forsaken and Jing.
That's not shocking to anybody.
I mean, yeah, they're the star players of their team. They just, you know, go and
Yeah.
kill everyone.
Yep. Now let's talk about some of our. I didn't know you guys were going to show our prediction results.
Yes! Show the prediction!
No, it's not like, oh my God.
Oh, not yet? Oh, okay.
All right, first we're going to talk about the aces.
Oh, man, I wanted the
just realized
predictions.
that-
Not yet, not yet.
Depp is, I mean, again, I talk about him a lot because I've been fortunate enough, yes, to cast him across multiple different games. He's got so much potential, and when he kind of figures himself out, he has such great instincts. He reacts to things so incredibly well. You know, look at the way he plays off this turret. Like, he waits until it activates, and then he's good for the transfer. This is so freaking good. And the way he's, you know, just anticipating people coming at him, I am a huge Depp fan. Always have been, always will be.
That's my team.
Oh, sorry.
That's
It's almost over, don't worry.
It's one of those performances. First week against DRX wasn't so hot, but then against GE, like when he started to feel like, oh no, I need to do something now, and he really just stepped up and did that.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry.
He didn't do that against us, but it's okay. Really
But,
good.
but Depp on Haven, I have to say, is goals. Every time he's on Haven, it's just like, woof, those kills are sick. Do we have any more ace clips? Is that it?
I don't know.
We gotta have more. There's like a lot.
Yeah, there were so many.
Do we have?
I'll suggest.
Suggest. Oh, this
suggest.
pistol, this
I've seen
ghost.
this.
This was a great round.
I mean, the best part is like he gets one in these like he's like full flash.
That's so smooth.
He's so
But
smooth.
It's so satisfying to watch.
This was just that one rare moment against Gen G where they actually pushed Gen G to their limit. And then afterwards, what are they doing now?
Well, this is what's so sad about DFM, right? Like against Gen G, who's like the second best team. Oh, is this today's?
This
This
is
is
your
the
team.
pistol
This is
round.
your
Yeah,
team.
this is your team. Now you have something to cheer
we
for.
call him Demon, you know?
Demon.
Like D-M-O-N, Mon, like Demon. Just change
so
your
good.
name. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, so it's not monkey. It's actually
Demon.
short for Mon. Demon.
I'm gonna use that now. That's really good.
Mon.
Yeah.
Thanks for the free
He plays
casting.
like a demon.
The
Yeah.
free casting material.
All right, we got
prediction
one more ace clip.
Oh no. Okay.
I believe we will be showing. I'm not sure who they're going to feature.
Which one is this?
Forsaken.
Forsaken.
Forsaken. This was disgusting.
Forsaken do
boy.
beastie things.
You know what's weird is I rewatched this one when I was doing some VOD review the other day, and they actually ping out Forsaken coming through water there, and they still miss it. I was like, somebody's job like got lost there. Like,
T1
yeah,
kind of.
somebody on T1 just like, you know, forgot or
Maybe
something.
it's too fast for them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. But they pinged him that he could have been in there, and I don't think they expect him to go all the way through.
Sometimes it gets chaotic, and that's where Paper X thrives. I
That's
think.
true.
So it's very lovely to see, and it's bringing about a new trend because Texture did similarly. Like Jet swapped over to Sentinel, Killjoy. I think that's interesting.
Do you think that's like easy to do as a duelist, like go to Sentinels, or?
I mean, it depends on the play style, on how they like to play, or it comes to the team, or from like what player wants to do what. It's all about, are you comfortable or not? Is this your play style? It all comes down to that, I feel.
Okay.
Now, instead of talking about our predictions, some of us are better. I'm just going to tell you right now, we're not going to show on the screen anymore, but Paper Thin and Achilles are at the top, and at the bottom, it's Quack and myself.
Hey,
Look, we just believed in Southeast. Oh, they're going to show it. Oh, God.
All right. Okay, I'm not that.
That was yesterday's
I
DFM.
was 9-1 after week
That's
one.
yesterday's DFM. You
You
know
guys
what
were the
our
only ones
problem
I got wrong on
is? We
week
keep
one, actually.
believing it's Southeast Asia,
yeah.
and then we've been betting on all the Southeast Asian teams, and then
Well,
I don't know what
It's
happened.
not just that. I mean, it's like, you know, we know that the other team's going to win, so we want to root for the underdog.
Wow. Wow. That's a nice way to cover it up, though.
It's not, but to be honest, though, some of them appear to be the underdogs, but we know
'Cause we
historically
believe it.
speaking,
Yes.
it's not just a random belief. Historically speaking, looking at how some of these players have
Yeah.
been playing, they've been really strong, and Valorant is very unexpected. And Southeast Asia, with their very unpredictable, explosive play
Yes.
versus Korea and Japan, that's what we're kind of betting on. This
Exactly.
is, yeah.
GE versus DRX was exactly that. Because,
Yeah.
like, GE, we know how unpredictable they can be sometimes. We expected DRX to be, like, super structured and, like, double controller. And then Monyet comes out of nowhere, pushes it to overtime. Like,
Yeah.
that's what
That
it's
was
about.
cool. That was
That's
really
why
cool.
my predictions are at 50%.
Actually, on that note, I think you had a question about Global Esports pistol rounds.
Yeah, because you guys have a very high pistol win rate.
Yeah.
What attributes to that? Like, why does that happen? Is it big roster and
Erin and Frenzy.
Ariana Frenzy?
If you see most of our pistol round wins, most of the kills is contributed by Erin or the Frenzy by the players. I think those two are the main reason we win our pistol, maybe, yeah.
Monyet on the classic now.
Yeah,
That's
Monyet
our
on the
new,
classic
like,
now.
piece to that puzzle.
Yeah, that was our pocket strat, but he revealed it today, it's fine.
Now, the other thing we've been talking about, we even started our death segment today with your giant roster.
Oh. Maybe didn't have
Yeah.
enough seats.
I mean,
We'll just have them stand back here
for 10
behind us.
people.
Like, yeah.
it's insane. I mean, okay, how does it work? How do you determine who's playing?
I mean, all the headache falls under Erin and all the three coaches, you know. They have to really watch the games, constantly talk to the players, like which agents are you comfortable with or how you would like to play in the game. You know, it's all about knowing the players and then making the game plan around them with IGL Erin. So it's a lot of headache for the coaches and the IGL because we are team of 7 players, you know, and all of us are duelist to make us play different agents and also to make us feel comfortable, and we also need to learn a lot of stuff so the game plan works. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of practice, but we've been getting there. Props to the entire team. We all are believing in what we are creating here. Yeah.
Yeah, Paperthin was wondering about your training routine leading up into here, and Jen was also asking you about this. With that in mind, what was your training routine like exactly? What agents were they having you practice when you were solo
If you
queuing?
can share it.
You're allowed to. Yeah.
So when everybody gave, I mean, we all got a chance to play every agent. Like, not every agent, it's like two roles. Like, I was given duelist and initiator role to play and, you know, in trials, and all the others were also splitted, you know, like controller, duelist, initiator, controller, like that. And we all saw the results in the scrim, and we all saw how players are comfortable in what agents and what roles, and then we sort of decided. And when I knew my passport is gonna be like, the visa is gonna be delayed, I was like, I didn't attend practice for like 4 days. And then, you know, a lot of people told me like I should attend the practice and watch and learn. And this is the time you need to pick up some brains, you know. So I was like, okay. And coaches also told me to, you know, come to practice, watch games. So you should be ready to step in whenever it's needed and play ranked and be sharp on the game days. So it's like, I just did that, yeah.
On that, coming to Korea, sacrifices needed to be made by each and every one of the team members, some of the talents even,
Yeah.
some of the fans and the production. And you said you don't even have any siblings. Like, what were the sacrifices you needed to make to be here?
I mean, you know, it's like, so Global Esports is the first team or the only professional organization I ever played, you know, and Global Esports was my first boot camp. So I basically lived there for like 2.5 years. So it's like my second home, and G is like my second family, you know. So when I'm in India, I can go home whenever I want. It's just like 2 hours away. But right now it's not the case, and to leave that boot camp and come all the way to Korea, you know, leave my parents, and they don't know what country I'm in. I mean, they do know, but they don't know about how's Korea, you know, what kind of food I'll be eating. Am I okay? Is there someone to take care of me? Am I doing well, eating well, sleeping on time, you know? And I'm also missing the housewarming, which is really important in India. when you buy a new house or build a new house, there'll be a puja. So when you live in that house, everything will go good according to you. So yeah, that's an important puja, and I'm the only son of my house.
Oh my
I need to be there, but tournament, and I decided to stay here. So my parents are missing me, but they're constantly calling me, come back for one day. Like,
You can virtually.
It's a long flight.
it is. And I don't want to miss any more games, so.
Hey, but you know what? You came, you could show mom a win for today.
Yeah, I hope she's watching.
Hear that, Mom?
What about Korea itself? Like, what do you like about it being here? To kind of contrast with, obviously you miss home. Not everybody does, but you come here and what are some things you're liking already? You've only been here a short time. Is there any food or like part of the culture you're liking?
For food, I have minimal options because I only eat chicken. So it's fine, but the weather is really nice. The city is really nice, and the place we are living in is absolute. It's like it's always people. It's much like a happening place. So whenever you get bored, you can just go out and have fun. So, but in general, Korea, I like the weather, and I like how people are very quiet and respectful. And I like how nobody break the rules. So a lot of things like to be in Korea. It was my dream since 2017. I was like, one day I'll go there and might be study in Korea or work in Korea. But in terms of VALORANT, that's happening. So I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to be here, work here, compete here. That's pretty cool. And by the way, fried chicken Korea is like pretty solid.
I ordered like 4 or 5 times already. So yeah.
That's how you know how
that's
good it is.
Okay, we have our weekly recap.
boy.
Tier list.
Here we go.
This was a little bit painful for everyone involved.
This is where we make the fans
the
angry.
audience. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll be reality, guys. But let's talk about this. We got our experts here, and we got our pro player here.
Experts.
Okay, we're gonna go one at a time. We gotta kind of quick fire this because we don't have that much time left. Let's just start with Clinton.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Clinton. We'll go back and forth.
Do I just like move something? Is this because I want to make?
I'll move it for
I want
you.
to make some fans really mad out the rip.
Oh no.
He's gonna do it.
I gotta do it.
Oh.
Sorry, we gotta put this down here.
Okay.
It's just it's unfortunate in a way, but they have regressed as this season has gone on, so they need to be moved down.
We did feature Suggest's cool ace, so that's I think.
Suggest is playing good, but he's on duelist.
Other than that, I think
Who would you like to
DRX S tier that stays clearly.
So that's
Enough
your
said.
move?
That's
Okay.
it. Rossi?
Me?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think that
Rossi,
needs to
take
be
one.
moved?
You know what? Why not? Go for
Who
it.
needs to be moved?
Oh no.
Yes.
That's a difficult
You
task.
can move yourself if you
Oh,
want.
okay. So I would like to, based on our performances, I think. So humble.
What? He
Between
moved?
A and B.
You guys, when you see him move,
Yeah.
Okay.
he
Okay.
moved his
honest-
team
honest.
down.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we're there.
Okay. I think that's-
Wow.
It'll go higher, I think, probably.
Wow.
I think you guys are. That's not too far off from where I would have.
Okay, why? Why?
Based on our performances purely, and yeah, of course we want to be in S tier, but you also need to see the reality before you need to, you need to first realize where you are to go where you need to be, right? So according to me, others might have different opinion, but according to me, I think that is where we are. We are like A tier, but slightly B tier also.
So
Man of modesty.
Pragmatic. Okay.
I got another
I wonder
one.
what your team thinks, but
I hope-
very
I hope
honorable.
they
Yeah,
don't
it's like,
scold
dude,
me.
I'm gonna have you move it. Last
Yeah.
time I walked in front of the camera and you could see nothing but my butt. So
What you guys?
I mean, engagement's
I
gonna
mean,
go through
nobody's.
the roof
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
I mean, Twitter likes.
Paper thin backside.
Let's move Team Secret. I think like a little bit higher than Global, but not much. Like just a little bit ahead of them in
Like
A.
this.
Yeah. Not quite
Okay.
S. They can't be an S. But
Okay.
they're starting to slide towards B, so maybe like a little bit
okay.
down. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
My move?
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
because I'm super biased caster.
Oh God.
HyperX S tier. He's like, oh
What?
God. All right.
Oh.
Just because I'm
Okay.
biased.
See,
We'll see
I
what
already,
happens.
see now I already know where I'm making my like final move. Like it's not
So
even
just so you
it.
guys
not even a
know,
question.
each one of these guys gets a final swap. So yeah. Okay.
And I can't move what he moves. So.
You get to go again.
We're putting him on the spot.
This is difficult than my
We never
first
told
game.
him we
Yeah.
were gonna do this.
Oh no.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Just rip off the band-aid.
Just whatever
Let's
you're
do it.
feeling. Whatever
Just-
you're feeling.
What does your heart say?
Talon. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
I can
That's
respect.
fair.
Okay. That's fair.
Based on the
do you-
results again.
Yes,
Nothing
yes.
against anyone.
Do you think they're above DFM though?
No, like if you see the games, Talon are like, yeah, they are losing, but they look strong. It's just some
Okay.
of the mistakes.
All I
so I
heard
think
was the
between
first
them.
word. He said no.
So are they the same?
No, let them be there.
Okay.
Let's move our queue up into B. Very
RQ
solid B now.
into a solid B. I'm gonna
They
move
looked
it
a lot
here.
better.
Yeah, they did. They improved a lot.
I'm actually gonna move Talon a little bit lower, just based on performance. And I love you, Talon, but what the?
I
what
didn't
the
do that.
Hey?
I didn't do that.
That was me. I get 1 vote. Okay.
Oh boy. Let's see. I think.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna full
Gen G
move
and
them.
A,
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm just gonna
She's
full
just
vote.
keeps making it worse.
She's just gonna.
I'm so upset
Thailand,
with
oh
Talon.
boy.
I was talking to Maggie
She's
Karp also
half-Thai
from
too.
Talon. We were like, what is
true.
going on?
We love talent,
Look.
but.
They've won 0 maps. I don't. One map. So.
Oh yeah, they won.
Yeah.
Eh.
It's okay. There's a couple weeks left.
All right, they're playing Zeta next week. We'll see what happens. Speaking of Zeta, let's bump them up into A tier. I like Depp. He's been doing well. I hope
What
to
is
see
going
more.
on in C tier? Like nobody's
We're gonna
in
have to
there.
move stuff
I
around.
know. This
Yeah.
is, we're gonna like a whole tier that's empty.
All right, next.
Oh, me again?
No,
Do you have
no,
something in
I'll
mind?
dive on this
Okay,
one. Don't
okay,
worry,
yeah,
I got
all right.
this.
Oh,
Let's move T1 down to.
So
He's like relieved.
Crossing the face is like, please, I'm never doing
Please
this
someone
again.
else do
I
this.
never did this, you know.
Okay,
This is our job, all right? B tier for T1 now.
Yeah, I
They're
think
they're regressing. I mean, obviously, I didn't expect them to be Gen G, but they lost a lot worse than I thought they would.
We haven't moved Secret and Gen G.
No, I
I
moved
actually
Secret.
think-
I
moved
moved
Secret.
Secret.
All right, yeah.
Gen G needs to go up into S.
I actually think
I'm just gonna
T1
make that
belongs to
decision
C,
for you.
but that's just me.
Okay.
Sorry, where do you want to go? Whose turn is it? Okay.
There's
quick.
Gen G has to move. That's the
Gen
last
G.
one,
Okay.
and it has to go.
I get to choose.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
turn.
you can choose. Fine. You know what?
Gen G. Yeah, let's keep Gen G A tier.
What?
We'll see if they beat DRX next week. Then okay,
is this?
You move them S
They're
tier.
fair.
I don't know.
All right.
Sure,
we got
but-
the final swaps. Each of you guys get one final swap.
want you to swap?
If you want. If
right.
you want, you can pass.
Do you want to go first? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, what's it gonna be?
It's a pure confidence
All right.
and the trust in my team.
Oh, he's like
Confidence and
this.
trust.
All right.
Oh, mental gets with you guys. All right. Okay.
Me?
Okay. Yep.
Oh, this
you
is-
can't move any of the final swaps, so you can't move.
Yeah,
G.
no, I won't move
Yeah.
G.
You know what he's
I
gonna
wanted. I mean,
move.
yeah. I mean, I'm
Nobody
moving.
moves that.
Do it
No, but
already.
he put me in a really rough spot because there's 2 moves I want to make. I want to
Talk
move
through it.
Gen G up to S. That is the more important move.
Okay. What was the
Gen
other
G.
one you were
He's gonna-
thinking
I was
about?
gonna move Paper X down.
Paper X again.
Oh.
Gen G up to S. That's the more important move here.
Oh man. Okay.
That's much more important.
Yeah. I
True.
guess so.
All right. So I guess it's up to me.
Yeah, go
Yep.
ahead.
Let's move Paper X down a little bit.
What? You, it's your own pick.
I know it's my own
Make
pick.
up your mind.
Everybody's confused.
I'm being honest, right?
Put them outside, yeah. They're outside.
Where do you want to put them?
They're in a different world.
Where do you want to put them?
Think- Wait,
You put them in S.
Yeah, he had him in S.
But where
I
do you
have them in
actually
S.
want them? Where do they really belong?
right
so
now,
far?
okay, off of last week, I think A tier. We upgrade them from B to A tier.
Okay, so A tier. Okay.
You guys are
Someone's
weird.
gotta go C, right though?
This is like sort of like the game
we-
just now. It's like a lot of fake outs
Can we
and
like
everything.
put like T1 and like a little bit of C
Slightly.
just to?
Yeah,
'cause
you
C
know what?
feels
I'm gonna
empty.
give-
Feels alone.
I'm gonna give myself a vote here,
Oh, there
and
you
I'm
go.
moving them
Okay,
to.
okay.
Yeah. So this is the weekly recap tier list, week 4. This does change every 2 weeks. Don't freak out, okay? We
Or do.
yeah, we recap on this depending on the performance and VCT Pacific. Yeah, we had a lot of back and forth, but you can see that we're a little bit unsure with some of these teams and exactly how they're going to be placing. Yeah, so let's talk about the schedule for next week. Shall we? Are you guys satisfied with this tier list?
Huh?
Yeah,
Okay, right? We're
good
okay?
enough.
Pretty satisfied.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're okay. Kind of. These things are tough to
looks all right.
discuss. In the meantime, you guys can see the VCT Pacific schedule changes. Again, you guys cried out and we heard, or someone up above and high above in Riot heard your cries and said, we will change the time to 1 hour earlier on Saturdays and Sundays so you can enjoy an earlier night. And same thing on Monday, a little bit later, because it's only one game, one match. Sometimes it ends a little faster if it's a 2-0 like you guys did today.
Yeah. I mean, Riot is really good at this, Every time they hear a feedback and they make the change. I like this about Riot. And they're always active on Twitter, listening to the people, listening to the community. This is something I really love about Riot.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And exactly. I think it's really about the community, right?
Yeah.
Super Week again, it's also going to start 1 hour earlier. Super Week is in mid-May. So that's not quite yet. We have a few weeks to go. Now let's talk about next week's matches. You guys are gonna face off Paper Rex
That's
first
the first
thing
one
on
already.
Saturday. And I know Jen asked you a bit about this. What's your how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I have so many questions, but
Feeling normal. It's not like nervousness or something, or it's not like overconfident, like, yeah, we're gonna beat Paper X. It's nothing. I'm just gonna decide what happens on the game day. I'm gonna take it as round by round, map by map. Nothing. Yeah.
I just want to say I'm just so happy that you guys played really well today, and not only that, but you guys are shuffling so many players and stuff. That's so hard to do. I don't think people can even understand at home how very few teams can do that and make it look good. Like
Yeah.
you guys
It's
did.
great to adapt.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
that's very, very admirable. But let's talk about Gen G DRX.
Oh,
you
I'm
put
excited
them
for
both
that
S tier, right? Everyone is.
But DRX is SS tier. If there was another tier above
God
that,
tier.
yes, they are in their own tier.
No, we need to make a DRX tier.
Oh.
honestly,
Can they just drop a map already?
No,
No.
they won't. Look, guys, they don't drop maps against again, TNL, which is where a lot of these players are coming from Gen G, from the old sister team of DRX. So the coach as well, I don't know what to tell you. They've never beat them. They've tried. It's never happened.
They almost lost split to Global.
yeah, actually, it was
So-
global. I wish.
My team is
Gen G
good.
doesn't like split either, though, so I don't know. They like the same maps because they're so similar in their mindset.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting, similar Asian comps and map picks from both of those teams. What's the one match you guys are all looking forward to the most before we close out?
DRX versus Gen G. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, actually, T1 RRQ. I think they're very similar in their power rate, like we have on the board. But I think that one is going to really tell me where both those teams are actually at. Because T1 went against Gen G, and I don't think that to me is indicative of how good they really are. And RRQ, if they can keep this upward trend, then they might actually beat T1. So I'm really excited about that match, and that could
That's
have
true.
huge playoff implications.
Absolutely. Like you said, they're kind of fighting for that sixth place spot at the moment for leading into playoffs. And yourself, Quack?
Honestly, well, why not say Talon Zeta? Because Talon haven't been doing well so far. Hopefully, maybe they'll improve. I think Zeta can kind of afford to take a loss. They're doing pretty well right now. So
Zeta can sometimes come out and really not play
let's
well.
see what happens with
That's
that
true.
one, right? If they can be consistent or not, and Talon at the same time, maybe they can rise up in that tier list. Because right now it's
Zeta is a
sorry.
roller coaster. They are so up and down.
Yeah. They keep your emotions just like.
Of course, Paper X Global. That's just toss that out again.
I mean, I think a lot of people are excited for the Paper X Global game. I would like to move Talon out of this tier. So I hope we'll see how that goes with Zeta next week. You guys have one last look at the tier list.
Screenshot,
Take a
Dab it.
screenshot.
tweet it, tell us how we're wrong.
No.
Yes, exactly. If you
No,
want to
you
tell
guys,
us,
they're already
your-
doing that. There's plenty of that already.
if you want to tell us how wrong or how right any of us are,
Yeah.
do
Agree with
post your comments, hashtag VCT Pacific on Twitter. And you could tell us your thoughts on anything, on life, I don't know, but the new timings that Riot has changed for you. Anything you
Or
want to say
socks, maybe?
about
I don't
Pacific.
know.
My socks, I got corgi socks today. I got
Those are
corgis.
adorable.
That's nice.
Thank you.
SkRossi.
Thanks. I should start selling
let
socks
him know
or
how
merch
cool
or
that
something.
looks.
Anything, just tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for joining today's weekly recap,
Yeah,
Rossi.
thank you for having
Super
me.
Kid
Thanks,
Rossi.
man.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
fun.
we got-
It's fun to be here.
Yeah. Welcome
always
to
have a good time.
Korea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, what a freaking debut.
Yeah, we won our first game.
Congrats. All right, guys. Thank you, Paper Thin and Quack, for joining us today. I'm Victoria. See you guys next week for another weekly recap on week 5. See you then for VCT Pacific.